Savage.
It is.
There it is. What's going on with you, bro?
Oh yeah, trying to be better than what I was the day before.
I hear that, bro. That's the motto. I'm telling you, boy. That's the life to live by, boy. Hey,
Uh, t-
WrestleMania. I think that was one of the best WrestleManias since the '80s.
you know what? And let me say, we can talk for a little bit, but till we went on our
Yeah, we
guest.
gonna run our single show about WrestleMania, but just talking about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, and what till the guests come on. Night one was the bomb. Night two kind of fell kind of flat, and night two, I can see Vince McMahon was all over night two. I'm
Bro,
just,
I was trying one
it
the
was
way.
a big difference from night one on to night two. Just, and then you just like, it's some night two is clearly a Vince McMahon thing he ran because, oh, okay,
Well, we gonna finish that up, y'all. We
finish
got
that up.
real juicy gossip for that.
Yeah,
You can introduce some Marlon. Yo, 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 yo. Can you hear us?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. What's going on with you?
what's up, big man?
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet
All
you as
right,
well.
yeah, what's going on? I'm Marlon, man. This my bruh. Love me, yo. We Lamar. This is our little pod Zoomcast we building up. Yeah, up and coming talent. Platform. Just to get yourself over, because you never know who watching. Because we in South Florida, so somebody
Yeah, I'm
might
not too,
somebody might check you out. You know what I'm saying? So
hopefully. I'm not too familiar with the Florida area.
there you go. So now you talking to us, and we always on the area, so we'll definitely put the word out for you to get you down here.
Well, and just to piggyback off what Marlon said, we're Lumar TV. What we do is we give our guests the platform where you are able to, tell us and the crowd about yourself, who you are, where you come from, your accolades, whatever you choose to do. If you got some shoot talk you want to talk about, whatever you choose to do is totally your floor. We do represent South Florida, the Broward County area, and that's starting to be real popular with wrestling again in the area. And so, like Marlon said, it's a lot of promoters and stuff that we are starting to network with and stuff. So we just trying to do like a cross promotion thing where we have the talent come on and basically give a verbal resume to a promoter that's looking for talent in other places other than Broward County, pretty much. So to start off, just for somebody that may not know you and first time seeing you, give us a little background, who you are, your name, and stuff like that.
Okay, my name is Russell Lindsay. Um, I'll make music under the stage name J.R. Lindsay, and of
Okay.
course, you guys know I'm a pro wrestler. I wrestle under the Russell Alltime name, and I recently became a fashion designer because I just launched my own clothing line. I want to say maybe 2 months ago.
Okay.
This is one of the
That's
shirts.
what's up.
It's called the name of the brand is God Send Apparel.
Okay.
And it's
Like,
basically the idea of it is I want people to be able to chase their dreams as long as they have faith in I want to say as long as they have faith in the draft to work for what they want, then they could achieve anything they want to do.
Most definitely.
straight up.
Most definitely. Where you from?
I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
Okay. All right. Shout out Chicago. All righty.
What part? What
Go ahead.
part?
Y'all just finna ask that
I'm from the South Side.
from the South Side.
Ooh, all right. So yeah.
Yeah.
There's some stuff I done heard about the South Side now. So
And,
you
and
done made it out of there. So
yeah, so you already on the right track, man. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What made you get into wrestling? Like, what got you started with it?
Actually, my uncle got me started on it a couple years ago. I want to say in between me going from 8th grade to high school, I
Mm-hmm.
started noticing that he would like watch wrestling because like up and before that, I was pretty much in my own world. Like I like video games, but I also like going outside and going to the park, playing baseball, like different sports. Wrestling really wasn't a thing. But then I started noticing my uncle was watching it. And it started getting me more interested in it because I would see him watching it a lot. It just it just took for me to see him watching it for so long for me to actually start asking like, so what's making this like that interesting where he wants to watch it every week? And
Right.
then, like next thing you know, I'm more obsessed with it than he is now.
Right, right.
so what was the moment that you say you got obsessed with the wrestling? Was it a match or whatever?
But it was so the thing was on this specific episode, it was a Monday Night Raw, and I guess the Miz had went to go like film a movie or something, and they were like hyping like some Hollywood stars return, and that was like the whole story of that episode. And
Oh, I
I
remember
was
that one.
crazy. Yeah, like it was so crazy. I'm like, who the like I'm trying to figure out like what movie star is coming, and then it ended up being him. And then that's when I found out he was a wrestler too. And that was like one of the coolest things ever to me, because I'm like, so you could wrestle and go to make movies and stuff. And it
Yeah.
was like finding that out blew my mind. And then when I saw people like The Rock and I found out about them, I pretty much knew what I wanted to do.
Oh wow. So
So
what
you,
were you doing before then? Like how
oh,
you
just
say?
I played baseball for 3 years.
okay.
So before that, I would say that was really my only goal before wrestling came into play. Was well, you know what? I don't want to say that because I had been making music with like my cousins all throughout the years, but it was nothing that I really ever took serious until recently.
What
So I
genre?
want to say before wrestling, huh?
What genre of music you make music and rap?
Yeah, I want to say I do a little bit of everything. I started doing mostly rap stuff, but recently I started doing more like pop stuff, uh, maybe like slower music, a little rock music here and there. I'm trying to
Okay.
Okay.
experiment with things.
Marlon the DJ. That's why I asked her. Y'all got something in
Yeah,
common in the area with the music.
I'm listening. Yeah, so we definitely gonna talk on that now.
Oh yeah, that sounds promising.
And we just even though we talking about the wrestling, we just had one of the freestyle kings. That's probably, I don't know, how old are you?
I'm
What you
I'm 22.
Yeah, so that's probably a little bit before your time, but he
Before
used
your
to have
time, yeah.
this little genre called freestyle music where they basically reggaeton kind of mix a beat and then they sang. Oh, it's fresh. It's in one of our videos that we just done. But tell us, man. So you was playing baseball, right? Now, were you playing baseball in the school level, like middle school, high school baseball, or just for like the city?
No, I would say definitely. You know what? Actually, I'll say maybe for the city because it wasn't really a part of my school. It was like a extracurricular program.
Okay, like a
And when I had
recreation.
yeah, it
Okay,
was in Roseland.
okay.
And I want to say, I gotta be honest with myself, I wasn't good my first 2 years, but my last year, I knew what I was doing a little bit.
Hey
I
man,
got to do it.
hey, practice made perfect, man. Yeah,
Man,
he know.
hey, shit, we all went to good. Shit, I thought basketball was easy till I got out there. I'm like, oh shit, I ain't know. I thought it was just shooting the ball in the hoop.
It take a lot of skill set for most sports, man. But
Yeah, conditioning. Yeah. Y'all ain't tell me about conditioning, but I'm tired.
so let me ask you this: from the conditioning from the baseball to the conditioning from wrestling, which one you think is more fierce as far as
Wait,
the workout? Go ahead.
first off,
No, hold on. Let me answer that, Marlon. Then you asked about the bump thing.
yeah, because I think
Oh
that's
well,
okay.
let me just
Wait,
say
go ahead.
this:
First day of
nothing
training,
I
basically.
have ever done. Yeah, nothing I've ever done compares even close to wrestling.
Right.
All throughout the years, like where it's like gym in high school or like even baseball, it's like they have us do like they at no matter what sport you play as, you have to have some level of conditioning. So they're gonna work you no matter what.
Right.
But it was like wrestling, it was like I was on a whole nother planet. On my first day, they made us do 1,000 squats. And when they said it, I thought they were joking. Because I was one of those people that came into thinking, I'm going to just come on my first day RKOing people and having fun. That's what
Yeah, me
See, it
too.
set you up,
Me
Marlon.
too.
It set you up. See.
Me
that's
too.
why I'm
Go
looking at
ahead.
I'm looking at YouTube videos on how to do the figure four leg. Like I'm thinking like, okay, I'm just gonna come here and go straight into like the stuff you see on TV. And then people told me we about to start warm-ups. So I'm like, okay. I didn't know this was a part of it, but let's just see where this goes. And then they were like, we're gonna start off with squats. And I was like, I'm really never been a fan of squats, but let's just see how many they talking about. And when they said 1,000, I was like, okay, I see what they doing. They just playing pranks on the new guy on the block.
Nah.
And then
Hey, you got 1,000, man. They told me 500.
Oh,
when I
Marlon, God.
They told me 500. I was like, what the hell? So you got go ahead.
when I tell you, I thought the most I had ever did squat wise before that was maybe 100, and that was on a bad day. Like if our teacher is mad at us or something, So when they started going and we got past 100 and they weren't even close to stopping. I'm like, that's when I started thinking, I'm like, are we really about to do 1,000 squats? And then we got to 300 and they were still going. 500, 700, 900. I'm like, yo, these people are real life doing 1,000 squats. Like, this can't be life. This can't be what they have to do every week. After that first day of practice, I was sore for an entire week.
I know that third day was hell.
So
It don't really kick
describe that
in to
first
the
bump.
third day. Yeah, go ahead,
Describe
Marlon.
that first bump.
You know what? The first bump, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Because see, when I would look at the ring, well, actually, you know what? It's kind of complicated because my first bump wasn't in the wrestling ring. In the wrestling ring, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. But I got my first bump in the boxing ring.
Oh, okay.
I started training in the boxing ring for a couple months. Like, I got to do it on like my first day, like when I started training in the wrestling ring. But you know, they had like this whole thing where it's like they want to train us to be able to wrestle on any ring. So having to start on like a harder material or make any other ring after that easy.
Okay.
So that was kind of like the whole mentality with it. So for like, it didn't make it no better for me though. I was like a slow learner at first. So like it took me like a good 6 or 7 months to actually learn how to bump. And all 6 or 7 of those months was mostly in the boxing ring. Then once I finally graduated from that and I was in the wrestling ring full time, I felt like $1,000,000 every time my back hit the ground.
So it did play out for your benefit, because I was just about to ask you what's the difference between the rings other than the number of ropes, but the boxing canvas is harder than the wrestling canvas. The mat.
Yeah, because the thing is, when they build boxing rings, it's like boxing rings and wrestling rings are built like for the same for the most part. It's just, the only two differences is I would say boxing rings sit up higher in the ground, like a wrestling ring would be right here, and a boxing ring would be all the way up there. And the thing is, yeah, and they don't put any padding under the boxing rings. It's like solid surface, hardwood, and it's like no give. But at least wrestling rings have like a thin layer of padding, and it's like you would think with it being that thin, it doesn't really make a difference, but it really does. I can say that
to somebody that's been in the boxing ring.
Hey, listen, man. I took one bump and I just knew that wasn't a career for me. But
so Marlon, while he talking about that, tell us your experience when you went there. Because you said you had similar expectations. You thought you was just gonna go there and start putting moves on.
And when they said, oh, we finna start out with 500 squats and I'm like, wait a minute, what squats got to do with this? Okay, get ready to run. What 5 miles? I'm like, for what? I was already gassed before we even got into the ring to do the little stuffs.
You mentally tired. What all that work?
Then hitting those ropes, and then explain how it is hitting the ropes.
So if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna have sore ribs for like your first month of doing it.
There you go. Yes.
Oh, so that's why y'all think Snoop Dogg went on them ropes like that.
Yeah,
that had to be the oh my god,
smart.
but that had to be the worst.
Snoop knew what he was doing. he knew how to hit it hard.
Snoop was trying to play it smart.
Yeah, you was trying to look like a fool in the process. I know that. So tell me, what's been so thus far? What's been the most inspirational thing that you have achieved or have accomplished so far since you've been in the wrestling?
Honestly, I would say I just competed in a ladder match.
I saw that. I seen that.
Oh, you got crazy.
Yeah, I saw that.
It crazy.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I'll try to figure out what the hell happened. No, but yeah. That's a good plot. Okay.
I want to say it was sometime about a month and a half ago, and it was my home fan. His name is Wrestle League in Chicago on the north side, and we had just did our anniversary show, which is like our WrestleMania, and it was like each year we hold a show at a certain time of the year, and we do it in March. and it's like to celebrate when it first started. And this most recent one was our 11th anniversary show.
Mm-hmm.
So that whole show was crazy to me because I had started there, I want to say in 2018,
Mm-hmm.
and this was my first time actually having an actual match on the show, as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to being maybe like a battle royal or just doing like backstage stuff. And it's nothing wrong with that stuff because at the end of the day, somebody has to do it.
Right.
But at some point, you do want to be one of those people like wrestling on the card.
Right.
It's just
Right.
a matter of earning your way there. And so this is actually, I feel like this is like the culmination of all the time that I spent like being in the battle royals and picking up the clothes ringside and doing whatever else they needed me to do. And I feel like this was all that hard work finally paying off because
Right.
we were in it was my first ever ladder match, and it was for the our championship called the Proven Title. And it was in the main event. So it was like everything hit me at once. It's like, okay, so I'm on the show like in the actual match now. I'm in the main event for the first time. And it's for a championship. It was like, yeah. It was like just so many crazy things at once. And then after the match, so many people were congratulating me for my performance. It was overwhelming because it was like before that, I would get like compliments here and there when I send my matches to different people.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the first match where it was like a universal congratulations. But there wasn't one person that had something bad to say about it besides be a little more careful next time because I ended up getting the sunset flipped off of the ladder and almost dying.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So as a wrestler in that moment, like really, how does it feel? People coming up into giving you compliments like that.
It's like it's not something you can expect, and it's also not something you can prepare for because it's like no matter how good you are, there's always going to be somebody better. So you don't ever want to have too much of a big head and expect people to come up and compliment you. So it's like when you have like that in your head and you have like a humble way of thinking and people come and just shower you with praise, it's like overwhelming. It's like I don't even know how to. I just need to go sit down for a minute because it's like I'm overwhelmed, tired, sweaty. It's like it's like a flood of emotions right now.
Let me ask you, will you what when you have you done any like traveling wrestling, or you just basically stayed in Chicago?
I've done a little traveling. I've been taking open bookings. I want to say I've been taking outside bookings for a little, I want to say around a year or a little over a year. Because I spent my first 4 years when I didn't want to like rush into taking outside bookings like my first couple years because I wanted to make sure like because when you go out there and wrestle, no matter what you do or anything you do is going to be a reflection of the people that taught you. Right. So it's like I don't want to go out there and like embarrass my teachers, and I also don't want to embarrass myself. So it was like even if I'm seeing people that came after me taking bookings at a sooner rate, I'm just trusting the process with me and taking my time with it. And I just know when I actually am ready to go out there, people are going to be proud to say they taught me instead of being embarrassed by it. So it was like I want to say I've been doing it a little around a year now, and I want to say I've been to
I say a year. Okay, well, okay.
And I want to say I've been in Indiana, I've been in Wisconsin, and let me see, Indiana, Wisconsin. Trying to think of one more, but I can't think of it right now. But I've done a little traveling so far.
So basically like the Midwest. If you want to say, okay.
Right. So when I know it's easy for a fan to be like, okay, to notice the process, but when would you say you noticed your process or you got comfortable from that first match on to now?
Good question.
I want to say it was maybe about 5 months ago. Because even when I felt like I was ready to take outside bookings enough, I still wasn't able to really see the progress really because it was so early on in me taking bookings. So it was like, this is just me now stepping into these different places and wrestling people that I'd never met before. So I want to give it like a couple months down the line to see if it looks the same as when I started versus now. And if it does look the same, then I probably need to go back to the drawing board and work on some stuff. Right. But if I can see a difference, and if other people can see a difference and they let me know that there's a difference, then I know that I might be on the right track.
Are you are you on like some type of nutrition diet or something? Like how's your diet and exercise? Like do you get a chance to exercise or do you just do that when you go to training?
Well, I train weekly and I lift weights at home.
Okay. What about the
As far
diet?
as diet goes, as far as diet goes, I'm not really on a strict diet right now. I usually the thing is with me, I don't eat a whole lot. So it's like I might only eat like twice a day sometimes, or like really even once a day sometimes. So it's like I'm not on a strict diet, but at the same time I don't eat a lot. So I feel like it doesn't exactly balance out, but I also feel like I'm doing myself justice, not just pigging out eating, like 6 meals
Right.
a day at the same
Right.
time.
Mhm.
And is there anywhere that you plan to be like what's your if you could say you have a destination right now because I know that may change within a couple months or a couple years but as of now in this present day like what's your destination like as far as
Right.
with the sport what you want to do with it?
Okay, so I want to say I have maybe like 3 or 4 of those. So first I want to say the end goal is being in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I want to be able to do is I want to get to the point where like a fan will walk up to me and tell me like my story saved their life or motivated them to keep pushing. I feel like once I'm at that point, I'm in a good spot in life. That's when I can officially say I'm helping change other people's lives. I feel like right now I'm just setting down the foundation for that stuff to happen later. But I feel like when it does, that'd be one of the more rewarding things for me.
You know what's crazy, Marlon, and to you too as well. Sitting down listening to you and your story, how you got started, and just to hear like I could hear the passion like in your voice about it
Oh
now.
yeah.
And it was nothing that you grew up on. It was just like you know what I'm saying. Now I wrestle now, and I really love this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So just to hear that, it's amazing, and it's so inspirational to young kids. That's why we do this, man, for young black kids especially that want to think outside the box or do something outside the box other than football or basketball and all that stuff. Try other things. And it may not seem like it's something that's in your lane, but try it anyway, because you never know, man. Look, I'm listening to you. It's like, bro, you intact. You got passion. You ain't even
Yeah.
been doing it for a year. You know what I'm saying? Me, I've been loving wrestling since I came out the womb. And Marlon definitely. And you know what I'm saying? And he even took it to the extent to go try it out and see
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
was
We
all about.
wrestling junkies,
Yeah. And I'm proud of you, man. And I'm not in nothing. I just want to give you flowers right now at this point. I'm proud of you, bro, for having passion for something like that. You know what I'm saying? That you didn't grow up on. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I love asking all the wrestlers this question. I mean, the wrestlers in the business this question.
Mhm.
As fan, I always get the why the hell you watch that fake shit? So as a wrestler, how many times have you had that question and then you had to let them know,
Good question, Marlon. Especially where you
Yeah.
come from too.
Yeah, you a wrestler.
So the thing is, it might sound crazy, but I actually got that a lot more when it was still a dream. Like when I was walking around high school telling people that's what I want to do. I got
Right.
more then than I do now. I feel like
Mhm.
now it's to the point where people actually see me. Because a lot of things you tell people in high school, they think like, oh, it might be just a phase or he's just talking. He's not actually gonna do this when real life starts. And
Right.
then it's like for those people to see me actually living the dreams that I was telling them about, I feel like there's really no room for them to even try to rain on my parade anymore. Because I mean, for one, they know I'm
Yeah.
not gonna listen. I just feel like universally it's known that like there's no point even trying to talk to him about that because he's not gonna care. Because my thing
Right.
is, whenever people try to throw that in my face, or if they were to, it's like most like 80% of the world is fake. Like when you watch a TV show and you get so invested in the show, and it's like you like tweet about it or whatever, or like make posts about a show that you're watching, it's like you do realize these are paid actors. These aren't
Very
real
good
people that
analogy.
you're talking
That's
to.
that's
Right. Yeah.
that's a very great
Like,
analogy. Yes.
like if we really want to talk that fake stuff, it's gonna be that's a whole rabbit hole to walk down because it's like people pay to see movies every year. They make billions off of seeing movies every year. These aren't real stories that you're watching. These people are paid actors and they're following the script.
Exactly.
But But I tell you what though, every time Marvel puts on a movie, Superman isn't Marvel. I mean, not Marvel. Iron
DC.
Man isn't a real person. Hulk isn't a
Right.
real person. But
Right.
every time those movies come out, it's gonna be packed out theaters, and people are gonna be invested in the stories.
Mhm.
So it's like people don't really be as smart as they think they are trying to tell people that wrestling is fake. Because it's like, are you sure?
Look in the mirror.
Exactly. All right. So out of every way you done wrestled at, what has been the strangest place you wrestled at?
I
Most
was at
unique.
the strangest place was it was like 5 hours away in some city in Indiana. And it was actually one of our first outside bookings because I actually was traveling. I'm lucky enough to have like some friends that I'm training with that traveled with me. So we all started taking outside bookings at the same time. And it's like now we're all flourishing from it. But it's like early on when we were trying to get our foot in the door at these different places, we were willing to do stuff like that, like traveling 6 hours away to, just to be in the battle royal. And it was like I would say that was one of the strangest ones, only because of the distance. That was like our first time ever traveling that far. It was legit, maybe like 13 hours there and back.
And what was the crowd like?
The crowd actually wasn't that big, which made it. I would say that's what made it the strangest. But we were just so eager to get our foot in the door in places it didn't matter.
So get the number. How many? How many?
I want to say there was maybe 40 people.
Oh, 40. Okay, that ain't bad.
No, not at all.
Yeah, because I'd have been in some shows where I think I was me and two other people was the only ones paid attendance. so, uh, so let me ask you this. So you on Chicago. So what's like the Chicago wrestling? Better yet, put us on point of who making noise in that area. Who we should check out.
So you definitely want to check out this tag team. Their name is the Bro Bros, Chad and Tad Bro. Those actually,
Heard of them?
Yep, those are actually two of my ratting buddies that we started the whole thing with.
Okay.
Another person you want to check out is I want to say Jesus de Safio.
Okay.
Let me see who else. You definitely want to check out Quinn Whittick if you haven't heard of him already. He's our current heavyweight champion from Wrestle League.
Jake St. Patrick?
Well, isn't he more of a Florida guy?
Yeah, yes he is, but yeah, he's a Chicago. Yeah.
Jake St. Patrick from Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Because he's actually one of the people I want to wrestle in the next year. But
really, okay.
I met him at a Wrestle League show. But I remember we would always, whenever we did talk, he would be telling me like about how stuff goes down in Florida. So I just assumed that was where he was like most known at.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. But he's Chicago.
Yeah, man, we got to get you down here, man, to Florida, because bro, it's a lot of stuff popping. You got ACW, you got CCW. It's quite a few organizations down this way.
Yeah,
I feel you'll fit good in too. As a matter of fact.
Yeah, we done talked to a few. John Stretch.
Yeah, John Scrutchin and DJ Disaster.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned those two. I actually have a little beef with John, especially. He got into my business that we wrestle at this promotion in Richmond Park called IPW, Ileana Pro Wrestling. Yeah, and my buddy Motivation Mike got speared by DJ, and then when I came out to handle business and lay her down, it's like no.
Can't do that to DJ. DJ my girl now.
I'm just saying, man, when you start hurting my people, man, sacrifice got to be made.
So do you have a clip of that? I want to see that.
I actually do. And what Mr. John decided to do was after we took care of business with DJ, he decided to come in and hit me in the face and then hit me with a stunner.
Oh man.
Oh, I love that move. I love that. That stunner. All right.
So you want some payback? Y'all in the mix of getting you some payback?
He's definitely his time is coming.
And I'm gonna And when you look at it, boy, hey, we're a small world, man. We just got to open the door and say hello. And at the end of the day, it's a small world, man.
Is you
All
guys
right,
able
Oh, yeah,
But
that show good, too.
So I actually I put together a video of different people giving me stunners because it's seeming like the stunner is becoming a weakness of mine and I don't like it.
Right.
For some reason, people like giving me stunners and it's a problem that I'm trying to solve. I'm trying to figure out the perfect way to reverse them. And each time I take one, I'm getting closer to my goal. And what John doesn't know is that he's gonna be the one to find out exactly how I reverse my stunners.
He gonna
So
be the
next
test
time you
maker.
see him, next time you see him, you gotta tell him to be careful. But this is the unfortunate situation of the stunners.
Oh. Oh. You take it pretty good, bro.
better than Vince McMahon.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, see,
And
you
that
don't
was
get
him
to
at
do.
the end, right?
Yeah, he better watch his back. That's all.
John, you hear that, man? That's an open challenge. You better watch your back, man.
Hey, let me know when y'all do it. Y'all go live stream. I'll promote the hell out of that.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Because the way it work anyway, towards the end, well, I might as well mention it now. We'll have all your contact and stuff so people can be able to actually go and check you out on like your social medias and all that once we upload the video and stuff. So you'll have that at your disposal. And also with the brand, the t-shirt brand, you got a website for
Yeah,
that
that
yet?
too.
Or you ain't developed that yet?
Oh no, I have a full website. You can find this
Great.
shirt in different colors and a lot of other designs. The website is apparelgsa.com.
It's on your Instagram?
Yep. It's if you go to my
I'm on there now.
let me see. So if you go to my music Instagram
Okay,
at
so you got two
JR
different.
Music,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I have one for music and one for wrestling.
Okay,
If you
so
go
I'm
to
gonna put both.
JR
Okay.
Music,
Mm-hmm.
I got the profile tagged in the bio.
Okay, perfect. So that'll definitely be on there. Marlon, I know you be want to do your Mount Rushmore.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
So also so just the pick about, well, like we said, man, we try to like create a platform for individuals that come on here, especially if you're an independent wrestler, where you can get you some work, man, because we just a little small speck on earth. So I feel like if we all network with each other, everybody can get to that common goal, and that's being successful, no matter what it is or what lane it is. You know what I'm saying? So for one, which I'll tell you again, but I just want to thank you for having the time to come out and be on the show with us and share with us like
Yeah.
your lifestyle and all that. But let me ask you this. What's been, and if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. Or if you want to use something similar that relates, that's fine too. What's been a obstacle of yours that you were able to overcome and you were proud of it when you did?
I'm really trying to think on this one. So I would say the biggest obstacle was keeping faith in myself.
Okay.
And that was only because, like I said, when I first started, I was like a slow learner.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't one of those people that just took to it naturally. I've actually never been that for like anything that I like to do. Anything that that might be somewhat good at is something that I had to like really like put a lot of time and training into. And wrestling was definitely one of those things. And it was like with me, like my first couple months, I didn't really like get complimented on like my progression or anything. And it was like sticking it through, just hoping like, okay, sooner or later I'm gonna earn those compliments.
Right.
Just having that in the back of my head, it was hard to like have that as my sole motivator.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that was definitely probably the toughest thing, was telling myself I was gonna get better before other people told me I was better.
Okay. What's up? So let us know right now. Give it to us. Blood Raw. Top Mount Rushmore, top 5. all time.
Oh, this is easy. I'm gonna say John Cena, Dwayne Johnson, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Ric Flair, and The Undertaker.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You didn't say Hulk Hogan.
No, I mean,
Yeah, it didn't say Hulk Hogan. Because you were going at the route. That John
hey,
Cena,
hey, I thought it
Stone
was
Cold,
coming. I thought it was coming.
I knew it was coming, but man, he threw.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The thing with Hulk Hogan is, even if he's not that good of a person, it's undeniable the contributions he's made to wrestling. But at the same time, when I think of a top 5, he's not in my top 5.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you get older and understand the business more, it's like, okay, you got it with the showmanship, but when you look at the matches, okay, I just cannot get with the matches. Like
when you get older and you look at it from the skill set point of view, you don't appreciate Hogan. But from the business point of view, you appreciate him because he changed the game. Yeah, that's to be honest with you. Me and Marlon, we talk. He don't like Hulk Hogan, but my thing is with him is that he was a groundbreaking. He changed the game, man, for wrestlers to make money and not just Vince McMahon. That's what I love him for that.
I would say I would compare him to like a Michael Jordan of the thing where it's like he's so high regarded because he was the first to revolutionize it.
There you go.
Yeah.
With the shoes, right? Is Michael Jordan compared with the basketball? I can definitely agree with that. Definitely.
Exactly.
I can definitely agree with that. But what about independent? Go ahead, Marlon. My bad. I'm taking your segment, bro.
Yeah. We got time. So what you think of WrestleMania? Sure.
You know what? I loved it. That tag team match with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I think obviously I don't know too much about tag wrestling because I'm only 22, but at least as far as I've been watching wrestling, I think that was the greatest tag match of all time.
Really?
Just because of, I'm gonna say it's not even because of what they did in the match, because as I'm starting to learn more and more, it's not about, like spots and moves and stuff. It's more about like stories and stuff that you want to tell.
There you go. Okay.
And I feel like that match, it definitely had the spots and stuff. But I feel like the story that went into that match for building all those months, almost a year, it was incredible.
I think I know I can relate with you with that too. You talking about the facial expressions into doing the moves and all stuff like that Sami Zayn had. I know what you're talking about. It was like so passionate. Like
yeah.
It was legitimately like watching a movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wish they would have won though. I'm a Bloodline fan. I really want the Hurt Business to come back though. To be honest with you, man, that's what I'm looking forward to.
To be honest, I don't think they ever should have broke up.
Bro.
I thought they were
I
thought they were doing so good.
Yeah,
like, they were literally.
Yeah. What was the point of them broken up? Like, God damn, well, I don't get it. Yeah.
Hey, everybody look professional when they wasn't in the ring with the suits and stuff. It looked nice and wasn't nobody like trying with everything just was going right in play. I don't know, have no idea what could have happened with that. No idea what could have happened with that. I'm with you, man. That's crazy. Me and Marlon talk about that all the time. We be on Instagram and stuff trying to get a Hurt Business thing going with it, bring it back. They try to tease us a little bit with it, but they trying to use different characters. The original characters they had was great, bro.
It was legit. There was nothing. I feel like they could have got so much mileage out of that.
Yeah,
because it was
like
during the pandemic, they literally carried the pandemic era.
Yes,
mostly, but as a whole, they literally made that whole pandemic era entertaining.
And I still say to this day, it should have been Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley, WrestleMania. There you go.
Yeah, and they could have made big money off the Hurt Business versus the Bloodline.
Yeah, Bloodline and Hurt Business and War Games. There you go. Like, come on, it's not rocket science, but
that could have been an interesting one. Me personally, I'm happy. I'd rather see Cody in the spot against Roman, but I do like the idea of a Roman match with Bobby Lashley with Roman now, though, because the Roman we got then wasn't what the. It was like it's two different people.
Oh yeah,
the Roman that went against Lashley and now.
All right. So you gotta drop us your info because we about to run out of time. So
Yeah, so you got Marlon contact. Or whatever you
Contact.
feel comfortable with doing, if you want to text it to him or shoot it to us in the DM so we could put it in